my guy Takehiro Tomiyasu, keep. Just unreal player, man. So
Unreal?
literally, I think he's an unreal defender. He's been unlucky with injuries as well. If he has an injury-free season, you will see the very best of him. I'm sure. Just, I've never seen such a more composed defender than him.
Between the lines.
Alright, Tunch, keep or sell Arsenal, David Raya.
David Raya, keep. Obviously, he's our number one goalkeeper now. We'll probably reactivate his transfer fee from a loan deal. So yeah, definitely keep. Great first season and more to build.
On that note, Aaron Ramsdale.
Aaron Ramsdale, unfortunately, from my point of view, sell. It's a bit harsh what's happened to him in a way, because he was actually number one. He was actually doing a decent job. But Raya just come in and just outshone him, really. Ramsdale as a squad player would be really effective, but sell from my point of view, just for his own sake, because he's not a number two goalkeeper. He's a number one goalkeeper. Probably besides Arsenal, Liverpool and City, he can play in any other team as a number one keeper. So probably more for his sake, he needs to move on. And yeah, we need to cash in on him.
Just quickly, did you think Ramsdale was going to get dispossessed as number one straight away, or are you quite surprised how quickly it happened?
I'm quite surprised, to be honest. I didn't realise how quick Raya would settle in and dispose him, really. I thought, well, Arteta said he has two number ones. I thought they would both play randomly here and there. I thought Raya would play more in like the Champions League games and cup games at first, but I guess he's come in and fair play to him. He's made that number one spot his own. He's done very well, in my view.
Arteta, the man with the plan, yeah? William Saliba.
I just obviously keep. Don't need to say anything more than that. Outstanding defender, one of our best players.
Gabriel.
Again, keep. Him and Saliba complement each other like no other. Probably the most improved player, really. Gabriel, outstanding season.
Jurriën
Timber, keep. Really good first impression when he came in. First couple games, just really unlucky with the injury, the ACL. He's come back. He's fit now, so hopefully good pre-season, and then we'll start to see the benefits of Timber. But yeah, definitely keep. Good player.
Alexander Zinchenko.
Oh,
take your time on this one if you need to.
that's a tough one, not gonna lie, but I would still keep him. The reason I would keep him is because he'll be a good squad player. I wouldn't start him. I don't think he's a starter for us now. I think we've outgrown him as well. Obviously, he came in, made a big difference to Arsenal, the squad and everything else. But I feel like there's other left backs that are better than him. Timber being one of them, Tomiyasu, even Kivior defensively is much better. Zinchenko going forward, really good player, just a liability defensively, unfortunately.
Would you sell him if a good offer came in?
If a good offer came in, yes. Whether it does come in for Zinchenko or not, I'm not sure, to be honest.
How much would make you consider changing your mind?
30 mil, yeah. At least 30 mil has to be.
Right, Tunch. Nuno Tavares. Forgotten man.
The forgotten man. So can't even get it to Forest's team, so yeah, that says enough, really. So
Kieran Tierney,
for me, sell. I've never really rated him, to be honest. Even when he was good at the time, I've never really rated him, which might surprise people. I just feel like he's unreliable. He's just always injured, so I don't feel like you need a player like that who's going to play 2 games and then sits out for 10 games. Doesn't do the team any good. He hasn't really... Again, he was injury prone on his loan at Real Sociedad as well, so yeah, just sell him. Cash in on him.
fair enough. Jacob
Kivior, I would keep. I think he's a good squad player. He's improved actually from this season. He did a good job at left back until the Bayern game where Leo Asane just done him, really. But otherwise he done really well at left back. He's not really a left back as well, he's a centre back, so I think as an understudy to Gabriel, I think he's decent, yeah, so keep him as a squad player.
Benjamin White,
again, one of our most improved players, absolutely keep. Great season at right back.
Takahiro Tomiyasu.
My guy, Takahiro Tomiyasu, keep. Yeah, just unreal player, man. So
Unreal?
literally, I think he's an unreal defender. He's been unlucky with injuries as well. If he has an injury-free season, you will see the very best of him. I'm sure. Just, I've never seen such a more composed defender than him, honestly, alongside Saliba. So, yeah, I rate him a lot.
High praise for him. Apparently, he's just signed a new contract as well. If I'm not
Yeah. He's signed a new deal.
All right, let's take on to the midfielders. Albert Sambi Lokonga.
Yeah, let's cash in on that guy. I mean, to be fair, he did fairly decent at Luton when he did play. Again, injury prone. Came in with a bit of promise, but hasn't really lived up to that expectation. I feel like, yeah, if we can cash in on him, I mean, he won't be even worth 10 mil. I don't think so. We'll probably take an L on that, because I think we signed him for like 15, 20 mil if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, sell. Cash in.
Worth another shot in that midfield, Tunch? He has had a good, decent loan spell at Luton.
I mean, decent. If he's not outstanding at Luton, then he doesn't really deserve a shot in Arsenal's midfield, in my view.
Fair enough. Declan Rice.
Yeah, I don't need to say much on that. Just keep, being our best player pretty much last season. So one of our best players. So yeah, keep.
Thomas Partey.
I'm gonna say sell. I feel like his time at Arsenal is up, in my view. I would probably cash on Thomas Partey. We can probably get 20 mil for him at least. I don't think it'll be any more than that. He's done well at Arsenal over time. Last couple of games he's came in, he's done fairly decent. Though there were signs as well where he was a bit slow, chasing back to get the ball. A bit careless in possession as well. In my view, this season, Jorginho has been better than Partey. So for that reason, obviously, Jorginho is staying for another 2 seasons. I would get rid of Partey and try and get another midfielder where possible.
If I'm not mistaken, Partey's contract runs out next summer.
Yeah.
Tempted to keep him for another season?
I mean, if we can't sell him, then he's good to have around. Otherwise, in my view, Jorginho is ahead of Partey.
So speaking of Jorginho, just signed a new contract extension. Jorginho?
Yeah, keep, definitely. Yeah, a really good player.
Surprised you, potentially?
Yeah, as I thought he'd come. I didn't think he'd do as well as he did this season, but he's a big game player. That's what he is with Jorginho. Big game player. He just knows how to keep the ball. He makes players around him better as well when he plays, I've noticed. So, yeah, definitely keep him.
Mohamed El Neni.
I mean, he's gone anyway. Yeah, he's released, but I would have sold him anyway.
Fair enough.
Martin Odegaard, again, captain, leader, legend for Arsenal. Yeah, keep.
Kai Havertz,
keep. Surprised me this season, not gonna lie. I thought he'd be our worst signing, but obviously Arteta had a reason of playing him, buying him, sticking with him, and he's paid off. Towards the end of the season, he's done very well. Not as a number 10 or as an attacking mid, but as a striker. But yeah, I think I think long term he's gonna play in midfield rather than as a number 9. So, but yeah, he's definitely improved. He's definitely got a presence in him as well. So yeah, looking forward to see how he does. But keep.
Maybe a bit of a debatable one here. Emil Smith-Rowe.
It's a tough one. But I'm gonna have to say sell. I would probably, again, it's more for the sake of his own career. I would probably cash on him because I feel like we can probably, if we do sell him, we can probably get at least 30 mil. With the way FFP and stuff works, profit and sustainability rules, whatever you want to call it, if you sell your academy players, then it obviously benefits teams more when they sign players. Emil Smith-Rowe, unfortunately, is one of those players where he's just not got into the team one way or another. Injuries haven't helped. But also, I'm not sure where or who he can push off the team. You know, you've got Odegaard. And on the left, you've got Martinelli, Trossard. It's going to be difficult for him. He's always going to be a squad player. If he's happy to be a squad player, fine. But I don't think he's going to be one of those players that's going to be happy to sit on the bench all the time. I feel like Arsenal have got a good chance of cashing in on him. So for that reason, sell.
Where do you think he goes to, or what level at least?
I would say mid-table level. Like if we're talking Prem, like say mid-table, You got Palace, Everton. I don't know where else. Nottingham Forest. Europa League side. If he wants to travel to Europe, obviously, I think the Spanish league will suit him. To be honest with you, the Italian league maybe. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe Fenerbahce. Who knows?
Fabio Vieira.
Fabio Vieira. It's a bit of a tough one. This. I'm gonna stay in the middle. I mean, if we get a good offer for him, yeah, I mean, sell him where possible. But I would keep him because this season he's been unlucky with injuries. So I don't feel like he's been at Arsenal long enough for us to judge him. I think it was his second season. First season he did fairly okay. This season hasn't really happened for him. Next season will be his final season, and then obviously, if it happens for him, fantastic. He'll be a fantastic squad player. If it doesn't happen for him, then it's not really going to work out for him. So I feel like he deserves a chance slightly. Maybe I would say keep actually, but yeah, he needs to make it this season. Otherwise, he won't be at Arsenal.
Gabriel Martinelli,
of course, keep, but probably in my view the most disappointing player for Arsenal this season. Hasn't really lived up to his ability this season. Probably he annoys me quite a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
What annoys you?
He's just very slow going forward. Obviously he's got the pace, he's got the ability to take on players. Sometimes he takes that extra touch when he doesn't need to. Sometimes he plays rather than playing it forward directly, he plays it backwards and sideways. That really annoys me because Martinelli's the sort of player that can take players on, get crosses in, etc. I know it's been difficult because he's had probably, the defenders have probably doubled up on him. They've probably worked out his game. So, but still, he should do better in my view. But I wouldn't sell him because I feel he's probably got like another season or two left to really prove himself. If he doesn't, then obviously, he won't be in the lineup longer.
A big offer came in for him this summer, would you sell?
I wouldn't sell him, not Martinelli, no. I would probably keep him for one more year, and then if it's still the same levels of performance, then yeah, we should consider moving him on.
Leandro Trossard,
I call him, keep. Yeah, he's been great, not gonna lie. Big game player as well, similar to Jorginho. Pops up with a goal when you least expect it. Very direct, where Martinelli isn't that direct in my view. Trossard is very direct. What you want to see from Martinelli, Trossard kind of does it. And yeah, I think Trossard at the end obviously put Martinelli on the bench and he made that left side his own, rightly so, because he deserved it. Yeah, he's had a good season and for good money when we signed him as well, so he's done very well.
Reece Nelson, I'm gonna have to sell him
again for his own sake. I think he needs more game time. He's not going to get out of Arsenal realistically. Again, academy player, chance for Arsenal to cash in on him. I think he'll be worth like 15-20 mil, let's be real. And I'm sure there'll be teams that want to buy him as well, so I think, yeah, sell him. And the reason I say sell to these academy players, by the way, is because I'm sure there's new academy players that will come up. They can act as squad players in place of Emil Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson, etc.
Eddie Nketiah.
Again, sell. Last season was his chance, really. He played a few games, hasn't really worked out for him. I think Arsenal, in terms of the level, was a bit too much for Eddie Nketiah, unfortunately. So for that reason, yeah, I think he probably needs to move on.
Has he been given enough opportunity?
He has, yeah. In my view, he has, especially where there was a time very early in the season, Jesus was injured, and it was between Nketiah and Havertz, I believe, up top. And I think Trossard at one point as well. Nketiah has had the games, he just hasn't really shown that he's up to the level, up to the standard. And he's had the chances last season as well, not just this season gone. And I just think, we need a striker. That's if we get a striker, Nketiah's going to be pushed further back. So yeah, he needs to move on.
Gabriel Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus. Interesting one, but I'm going to say keep. And the reason why I say keep is, again, squad player. When we signed him, obviously he took Arsenal to another level, like Zinchenko. But I think we've outgrown Jesus as well. Again, injured most parts of the season, unfortunately. Seems to have a constant knee issue. But obviously, if he's going to keep being injured, again, not reliable. He's more of a false nine rather than a number 9, and we just need a number 9. We need a goal scorer. Jesus doesn't tick that box, so for me, he's not a guaranteed starter. But where Jesus is really good is there's a couple games last season, Bayern Munich at home as an example. He can come off from the bench and make a real impact straight away. He's very sharp. He's very mobile. And he's good. He's a good dribbler as well. So that helps the team when we would most need it in certain parts of the game.
Would you sell him this summer if a big offer come in?
I probably wouldn't know. I'd keep him just for one more season, and then go from there.
Fair enough. Mikel Arteta.
Mikel Arteta. Super Mick. Yeah, keep.
Anything you need to explain?
Not really. Outstanding season. Great squad he's assembled. He's proved us wrong with Havertz as an example. With Raya as well. So he's made big decisions. They've all worked out well. I think Arsenal as a team done very well this season. They just lost out on the title, unfortunately, through minor details, which can happen against City. But it's a young squad. It just needs a couple more players in certain positions, and then the squad can challenge for every trophy, not just the Prem.
What do you rate Mikel Arteta's season out of 10?
Out of 10, I'm going to give it a 7. This might be harsh, but I'm going to give it a 7, only because in the cup competitions, we got knocked out early, which isn't good enough in my view. And that's why those squad players that I mentioned, they're not up to the required level and standard. So if we get better squad players, that might help Arsenal in the cup competition, as an example. Champions League, the Bayern Munich game was a big chance. We didn't really take it. Tactically, the setup wasn't good enough in my view. The substitutions were too late. But that's stuff that he'll probably learn and pick up along the way for the future. The Premier League, I think he's done really well in the Premier League. That's what I can say to that. We scored the most, we conceded the least. We've got really high points total, so you can't really compare that to say that he failed. But I say 7, mostly because of the cup competitions, really, from my perspective.
Similarly, what do you rate Arsenal Football Club's season out of 10? That's the same.
Yeah, I'd say same. Yeah, I'd say 7 out of 10. The fans were brilliant this season, home and away. The support. I think Arsenal's got the best PR out of any football team, in my view. When it comes to PR marketing, I don't know why Arsenal's just right up there. But yeah, in terms of, again, cup competitions, got knocked out too early. Certain performances didn't really go our way. So, but only the Premier League we've done very well in. More to build for the next season, I'm sure. So that's the exciting part.
Final question of the video, Tunch. Arsenal player of the season, and any final words for your fellow Arsenal fans?
Oh, player of the season. I haven't really thought of it, but I'm going to go for... William Saliba. I know Declan Rice could have been Odegaard as well, but I'm going to go for... Or Gabriel as well. Or White. Or Saka, yeah, to be fair. But I'm going to go with Saliba because he's shown why... firstly, Arsenal's got the best defensive record. He's a big part of that reason why. He just makes Arsenal a much better team, having him defensively. The season before, where we bottled it to Man City, he got injured, and you saw what happened to Arsenal, City coming back, etc. Now we had him for pretty much the whole of last season. You can see why we had missed him. Really good on the ball, very composed. Again, just defensively solid, tough as well. You don't think that, but he's basically a Rolls Royce of a defender. So. William Saliba for me, player player of the season.
Thanks, Tunj. Any final words?
For the fans, keep believing. You know, we're all in the Prem. I think next season, if not, like, this is a young team. It's only going to get better. And where there will be a point where Arsenal will keep winning trophies. So, yeah, just keep the optimism up. No hate, no Arteta out. None of that stuff.
Thanks, Tunj.
Thank you.
Between the lines.